us some of the most interesting stories behind city names. Research historian Lori Noner joins me now. Welcome, Lori.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for bringing all this stuff in. Very delicate items. I saw you setting this up, and you really have to be careful with this stuff because it's very special and very old.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get started. We have, we're going to start from left to right.
Yeah, absolutely. So some people may not know where their towns got their name from.
Yeah.
And so it might be a little bit of mystery. So in 1988, Doug Wick published this book, and he recently let us digitize it. And this has names of places all over North Dakota and how they got their name. And so people can access this on digitalhorizonsonline.com and look up their town name and hear how they got it.
Yeah. So if we don't cover it today,
yes,
go there and find your town name.
And so I brought a couple things from the State Historical Society Museum collection that belonged to the people that North Dakota towns were named after.
This is incredible. I think it's so cool. It really makes history come to life. You know, I'm sure Dickinson, my hometown,
Yes.
I'm sure it's got an amazing story behind that. And it's,
flagged
oh,
it
you
for
flagged it? Oh my gosh, yes. We are so going to
Yes.
read that if we have time.
So let's start on the western half of the state. I think most people are familiar with the town of Medora and that it is named after a person.
Yes.
So Medora, the Marquesa de Moore, she lived there in the late 1880s, about 1884, 1885, and she was she painted watercolors. And so this is one of Medora's hand-painted watercolors. It's of their chateau, their hunting cabin. And that's how this painting is actually how we know the colors of the chateau.
Oh, wow. Look at that. It's beautiful. Do you want to tilt it? Yeah, try tilting it forward. So, yeah, there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Wow. And it's amazing. I feel like when I draw with watercolors, or at least I did when I was little, it did not look this nice.
Right,
so
yeah.
this takes some patience
Yes.
and some time, and there's like a lot of detail in there.
Yeah.
She really captured what Medora looks like in the summer still today.
Yes, exactly. We have dozens of her watercolors. She was known for a lot of things: marksman, a writer, and watercolorist.
Yeah, a woman of many talents.
Yeah. So next we have this gavel. This gavel belonged to, get this, Erastus Appleman Williams.
Oh, that's a name. I like that. If anybody's looking for baby names, keep that in mind. Erastus Appleton?
Appleman.
Appleman.
Yeah.
Erastus Appleman.
So Williams County is named after him.
Okay.
He was an early legislator. He was in the territorial legislature before it was.
Before we were even a
state. And he was instrumental in naming a lot of the counties in North Dakota. So if you read this book, you'll see his name all over it because he named a lot of the counties.
Interesting. So he must have had a lot of buddies that he was like, listen, we'll give you a shout out.
Exactly. This next one is one of my favorites. This is a surveyor's compass that belonged to Pierre Bottineau.
Oh,
so
okay.
The town and the county
He
of
got
Bottineau.
two. He doubled up.
Pierre Bottineau was a Métis man. He had a French father and an Ojibwe mother, and he also a man of many talents. One thing he was known for is that he led a lot of survey expeditions because he knew the area, he knew all the languages of the people who lived in the area, and he was able to guide them across North Dakota. And this compass, according to the family, was used in the 1850s to survey from St. Paul all the way to Fort Union.
Wow. So this was probably something that was very special to him, something that he used on a daily basis.
Yeah, and he was able, his family kept it, so we know it was important to the family as well.
Yeah, very cool. And I was thinking when you said you were bringing in a compass, I imagined like a little
guy,
dime thing, but this is it probably has a lot of technicality in there.
Yes, things I don't like. What do all those numbers mean?
Yes,
Anyway.
maybe it's in the book.
So next after that, we have this wallet. It doesn't look like much, but this belonged to George Washington Moffett.
Oh, see, you tricked me again. I thought you were going to say George Washington.
The other
but
George Washington.
Yeah, the other George Washington, the better George Washington.
So George Washington Moffett, he was the person that the town of Moffett in Burleigh County was named after. His son named the town after his father.
Oh,
And,
that's nice.
Yep, so we got this from Moffett's grandson. He donated it to the museum just a few years ago.
Really?
And so there was things inside the wallet as well, including George Washington Moffett's subscription to the Emmons County newspaper.
Wow, so that's how, well, if the family wasn't sure,
Yes.
looking inside the wallet certainly proved that. That's amazing. And the wallet looks to be in really
it's
good
in pretty
condition.
good condition, yeah, and it's fun to open it up. There were coins in here.
Oh,
And so,
really?
let's see here.
Oh, wow, look at that.
and it kind of accordions out.
Okay. So was the a subscription in the accordion file?
Yes, in the accordion file. So George Washington Moffett tragically died in a grain bin accident
Oh, no.
in 1902. So we're able to kind of date the wallet.
Sure.
So we know it's about late 1800s, early 1900s, based on his obituary.
Sure. Okay. We have a little bit of information up on the screen, Lori, about where we can find you at the North Dakota Heritage Center. Really quickly, I think we're going to have time to get to this last one.
Yes.
This last one's really cool.
This
It's
jewelry,
a
jewelry box belonged to Lula Cavalier.
I love that name, Lula.
Cavalier, both Cavalier County and the town of Cavalier. The spellings are a little different, but believed to have been named after her father, Charles Cavalier.
Very cool. Very neat that all these things were kept in such good condition. So just goes to show if you have something that's really important to your family, keep it in good condition. It can really tell a story years later.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Lori. Thank you for bringing in all these really great items. It's always so fun to learn a little bit more about our state's history.
Yeah, thanks for having me.